Hi, I'm Soul Dancer, and I'm the author of this book, Pay Me What I'm Worth, a guide to say it, mean it, and get it. I hope you'll take a few minutes and sit back and relax as I share with you a story about how this book came to be. I believe as a reader or potential reader, you'll get more out of this book by having a little bit of the history behind the birthing of this book. You see, over the past 20 years, I've done a lot of studying and traveling around the world. I am now considered a teacher of many different spiritual traditions. And one day, last February of 2006, I was completing a wonderful meditation on the beach in Encinitas, California. And I got a very strong feeling that I'm going to be a published author. So I knew that my spirit guides were telling me, you're going to be a published author. Well, in my earlier training, whenever I'd received such a vision, I'd run right out there and start doing whatever it is that I got the vision for. What I learned was a vision will come, and that vision is meant to start happening when the right people, places, resources all magically start appearing. So I said, fine, I'm going to be a published author. Great. I'd like a sign as to when I'm supposed to start writing. So I went home, cleaned up. About an hour later, I walked down to my favorite place called E Street Cafe in Encinitas. I sit down, I have my cup of tea, I'm starting to write, and I noticed a person sit down behind me, didn't pay much attention. I went ahead and about an hour later I took a break. I figured, okay, time to stretch. Turned around and the guy behind me was just surrounded with paper. Man, he's busy editing away. And so I smiled, caught his eye, and I said, looks like you're having fun editing. And he's like, yeah, I'm a published author. Got to get this galley copy into my publisher by the end of the day today. And I took that as don't bother him. So I said, forgive me, I don't want to bother you. And he said, no, it looks like you were busy writing. What were you writing about? And I shared with him a little bit about things. And then it dawned on me to talk to him about the meditation I had less than an hour ago. And for the next 2 hours, we talked about what it takes to become a writer, a published author, all the ins and outs about writing and publishing and so forth and so on. And I quickly knew that that was my sign. I'm supposed to start writing now. Great. Why would a published author take 2 hours out of his busy deadline day to talk to me if this wasn't clearly a sign? Went back into meditation. What am I supposed to write about? And the title, Pay Me What I'm Worth, came up. Not just like, So I'm struggling at that moment in time about being paid what I sense I am to be paid financially what I'm worth. And I also laugh because, quite frankly, with the self-help industry the way it is, you'd think that this book would be written 1,000 times before, and that's where it starts getting interesting. I went out to Google. I'm sure many of you have done a Google search, and so I typed in Pay Me What I'm Worth. And I got 2 direct hits, more or less kind of a newslettery, how to negotiate your salary, 4 paragraphs long, and I thought, that's not what I think I'm going to be writing. So I went to Amazon. This is back in 2006 of February. Pay me what I'm worth. Nothing. Pay me what I am worth. No books like it at all. This got me interested with going out to the Library of Congress because supposedly they keep all the records of whatever books are on file and copyrighted and so forth. And did another keyword search or two and not a single book. Now I started getting goosebumps on my arms. And I thought, okay, this book hasn't been written. Of all the books that have not been written, this book should have been written. So I thought, if the domain name is available, I'll write this book. I'm still kind of trying to back out of writing this book. So I went out to the service where I buy my domain names, and it's available. In today's age, where so many domain names are already taken, Pay Me What I'm Worth and Pay Me What I Am Worth, you'd think would be bought by now. They weren't in 2006 of February. So here, folks, is where it really starts ramping up in energy. I buy the domain names, and within like 2 minutes of clicking that buy the domain names and it's done, I get this energy that kind of washes through me like I've been hit by lightning, and I kind of look behind me and down below to see if I left any marks in the carpeting. Within 2 minutes after buying the domain names, I had the full table of contents came to me, and within the next 45 days, the first draft was written. It was kind of interesting because the people who were providing me shelter at that time were a bit worried about me because I was spending 10, 12, 14 hours in a row typing, And I said, I think I'm channeling a book. And so when I hired a professional editor to run through the first book, thinking, oh, she's going to shred this, she's like, no, the first half of the book, there's really only minor edits. The second half of the book took a little bit of tweaking, but we were done in short order. So you see, this book was really channeled work that combined not only 20 years of my training of being of service to other people in a variety of different ways, but it also came clearly from some other area that this book needed to be written. The goal of this book is not to be vastly financially wealthy. That's a byproduct of this book. You read this book, you do the work in this book. There are over 33 unique, really interesting exercises in this book. As you finish those exercises, naturally, you're going to be paid what you're worth on many levels, besides money. Think about this. If you're vastly wealthy, but you're unhealthy and you have no friends in your life, well, great, you're vastly wealthy. I've met a lot of very vastly wealthy people who are so caught up with greed that they can't enjoy life. They're so busy worrying about how someone's going to take and use them for their money. What's the point? You can't take it with you. So, as a self-published author, I need your help. Will you please help me make this book a #1 bestseller? Here's how you can do that without any cost to you as far as money. If you go out to your local library and ask them to stock this book, that will help. Help me make this book successful, and I will do what I can to share that success with you. I thank you for your time, for listening. I look forward to hearing from you. Namaste.